everybody, it's James, and welcome back to Futureman. So, we are here for the beginning of the new season. I was not offered a job. They gave me a new contract. I made some transfers. You can see the balance is relatively healthy. We have no transfer money, and all the faces are different because I reset the face pack by accident. Yeah. But, let's talk about, first of all, the transfers and who is no longer with us and who is with us. So let's start here at the end, and let's talk about who is left. I believe you guys weren't here for Cohen has left us for 8.25 million. Juan Al-Assad has left us for, he was 7 million to Southampton. We started building our war chest because we didn't have a lot of money, and then the board gave me some more. Mario Van Dijk has gone to West Brom for 11 million. Jan William Sehabo, a youth prospect who wasn't going anywhere, left us for Wilhelm II for free, on a free. Ozaban, the Turkish centre back, who we all know and love, who was on loan, finally left us for 30 million to Augsburg. Timo Vasilia, the Finnish right wing back, the guy who we've had for a long time, left us. He wanted to go to the Aston Villa, 45 million. We weren't going to stand in his way for that kind of money. People we brought in at the end of the, because it's just easier to do it here and you can't see their names just yet. Lucas Romano, he is a Portuguese 22-year-old left wing back. He is literally here just to be the emergency backup because we were sending Barry out on loan. And he's also here to just play in the B team. He's going to be in the B team. That's where he's going to stay. He's just going to add quality and be a left wing back. That's it. That's why he's here. Who else did we buy? We also bought for 1.1 million going up to 1.3 Yusuf Khanman, who is a Malian center back, who at 17 looks like he is going to be very good at 6'2". He's got a lot of time to develop. He's in the under 18s right now, where he will develop, and eventually we will bring him forward. I noticed that we had kind of a little bit of depth at center back, or at least at youth center back. Obviously our three center backs, Brax is 26, Van Vleen is 19, and Larden is 22. So it's not like we have young center backs, but like beyond them, and then Kostić, and who else am I thinking of? There's a couple, our other ones. We needed backups, so here you go. Eighth year. And then for 50 million going up to 55 million from Vitesse, probably overpaid for him, but it's Kreskin Murati, a 18-year-old Dutch right wing back who is Vasir's replacement, and he's already got 2 assists in the Eredivisie, and he had a goal in the Johan Cruyff Cup, which we won, by the way. We'll talk about that in a second. But we got rid of a 22-year-old, kind of reinvested that money into a young Dutch talent who is going to be homegrown at club for us and is already homegrown in country. So thinking Champions League. So obviously less experience on the right wing. We still have Basila, who can play there for us. So yeah, I took the hit, said I'll go less experience on the right wing for the right wing back, and then kind of build up from there. And I like how that went. Then we came here. 151 million. Yeah, I know, I spent a lot of money, but we made it work. First, let's talk about more outs. Blazes Miraros has gone to Excelsior on loan. Leon Van Berk has left the club to go to KV Contra for a little bit of money. For 4 million, Vladimir Milicevic has gone to, was it Carcioli? It's in Spain or Portugal. We made £1 million. We bought him for £1 million, turned around, sold him for 4. João Ribeiro, the midfielder, we got him on a free and turned him around for 14.5 million at Wolves. Godspeed, my man. Checha has gone to SK Brevin. Godspeed, Checha. You've done well for us. You were great for us in the Swedish division. Thank you for coming us and helping solidify Holland. You will be missed. Kamal Sakara has gone on loan. Robin Berman has also left us to go to Nordsjælland. We weren't going to make any money for him. David de Vries has gone to Werder Bremen, where he's playing in the Bundesliga 2 to get some more experience. I let him go out on loan because we have, like I said, Basila at the right wing back spot, and then also we brought in Danny Visser, who you'll see next, who can play as a center back, right wing back hybrid. So we've got some more cover there. And the other loans is Pim Zoui has gone on loan to Toulouse. So he'll be playing in. Are they in? Yeah, they're in Ligue 2. So he'll be playing in Ligue 2. Antonio Lara is going to be playing for Mainz in the Bundesliga 2. And then Karim Bakari has gone to Excelsior on loan, as has Barry, the Portuguese left back, because we wanted to start getting him some game time, and at 17 he kind of needs that. He is also homegrown at club, but he is not homegrown, and he is homegrown at nation, but he's not Dutch yet. So there's that. For the ends now, we spent 151 million pounds. We'll start with the cheapest and work our way up. Alessandro is a Brazilian defender who's left-footed that we brought in. We had him pegged to come in for £10,000. He's part of that new wave of center backs that I figured we need depth with. Along with him came Yimi Tarendo, who is a Colombian, Tarendantro, Colombian center back, who also came in as part of this wide springing. James realized he needed to get some more people in. Might as well talk about Paul Rodrigo as well. Paulo Rodrigo is the third of the 3 center backs we brought in, a little bit more experience, but also the 17-year-old Brazilian. Met his release clause, brought him in for £6 million. They all look like they can develop. That's the big plan. Bring him in, develop. The fact that this guy already has 16 tackling and is either-footed, it goes a long way for him. Then from Partizan, Sasa Stevanovic. Sasa. A guy Ajax was looking after, but I said, you want to know what? Let's go after him. He does a lot of things good. He's either footed. He can play as an advanced forward, a complete forward, or across the back line. So he's kind of like an advanced playmaker. We're either going to play him as a number 10 or up front as a number 9. He can play on either side. He kind of creates a little bit more for us in the fact that he's consistent and can still improve. He also had a decent track record playing for Partizan in Serbia. You can see, like, he, played some games. 16 goals, 6 assists in Serbian League. I think he can make a jump up for us here. He looks like he could be pretty darn good. And for 4.7 million, I think a good piece of business. Danny Vasser. This is a guy we had been looking at from Vitesse for a long time. The 27-year-old Dutch player. He can play as a central defender, a right back, a right wing back, or a holding midfielder. He does a lot of things good. He is not great, but he is decent. He knocks the ball past the opponent. He stays back at all times before he uses his big foot and likes the ball played in defeat. He is a good tackler and a marker and a guy we can bring in to kind of slow down the game and defend on that right-hand side, wing-back side, or bring him in as a wide center back, and he will do the job just fine. He can't really jump for much, but he's a good player and a solid player. And at 20, and at his age, Vitesse, we're finally going to let him go. We picked him up, and I think he will be a solid starter for us. Then we spent most of our money bringing in these 2 players from Feyenoord. They were the 2 other best midfielders in the league. I bring you Valerie Van Diesel, the Belgium attacking midfielder. As you can see here, though, he has gained eligibility for Holland and Feyenoord. So absolutely wonderful. He has not been capped yet, but obviously the international description says he should be. He's played 1 game for us after being away at the Olympics all summer, and he scored a hat-trick on his debut. Yeah, the guy is an absolute machine. He is taking over that attacking midfielder spot, as you can tell. Left-footed, but still a decent right foot. Gets into opposition area, gets forward whenever possible, tries killer balls, likes to beat his opponent repeatedly. He's not a jumper. You notice the team is not a jumping team unless you get into the center backs, but everything else, vision, passing, technique, dribbling, finishing, first touch, free kick, heading. He's got flair and the mentals for days. He's 22. His physicals are out of this world. He is fast. They're like, oh, he's not a team player. Teamwork is 10. Yeah, his work rate needs to go up too. But I think he does enough for us, and he is a star enough player that it's going to be good for us, and he's homegrown, which is another huge thing for us. He had a monster year for Feyenoord last year, 14 goals and 6 assists in the Eredivisie, putting up a 7.73, overall 18 goals and 10 assists for the entirety of the season for them. He was solid, and we've also made them weaker by buying him. And then the biggest steal probably is Jakub Orzechowski, the Polish defensive midfielder who can also play midfield. Don't worry about the arrows going down. That's just because he's learning a new position. Welcome to the new advanced playmaker. This guy is another beast. Look, if you look at, he's a passing merchant. He can head the ball. He's got great passing. He's mentals for freaking days. Physicals for days. He's a model citizen too. It allows us to kind of, if we need to, play him with more holding midfielders and not lose out on a lot. He dictates the tempo. He plays 1-2. He looks for the pass rather than attempting to score. He does not dive into tackles. He's still a decent marker and tackler of the ball if we need him to be. I play him as more of an advanced playmaker because he has that about him, but he obviously can also do a job as the deep line playmaker. But you can see here, he has everything going for him. He's also pretty diminutive at 5'5", but he's kind of a Verratti kind of player, just gets stuck in. Model citizen, he is consistent, he loves important matches. He can't cross. What did he do? He does everything else, and that has made us a stronger team. Lissandro comes in as the ball-winning midfielder now on the left to kind of provide some dichotomy with Jakub on the right there. Neeson keeps his place. Everybody else is pretty much the same, Toth and Ortega, but you can kind of see here, this has been surely seared up. And then the other thing too, we have Stevanovic in here. We've also bringing the guys like Igor up. We're bringing in, where's our other boy? Mark Agurdi, the Dutchman who we have. We're bringing him in to start playing more for us, the 21-year-old. Persini probably gets a little hard-pressed not to be in the team anymore. He will still get plenty of appearances for us. And other teams are sniffing around him. If I get anything close to like 50 million pounds, he will go. Lissandro, much the same, but the fact that he's a much better tackler, I would want to keep him around for sure. But yes, that is everything. We have played 2 competitive matches, a preseason that went very well for us, scoring goals for fun. The first one was against Feyenoord in the Cup. Ortega scored twice. Kasim scored once. Murati scored once as well. That was a nice kind of little match for us too. We didn't have Van Vleen yet, so we had to go with this. As you can see here, just absolute, utter domination. And we're playing Feyenoord again today. NEC was our first actual match of the season. Once again, Valerie Van Diesel got three goals. Toth got a goal. And then Denise Van Vleen got his goal. So Van Diesel and Van Vleen, and everything just looked good, and we just kind of cruised our way on to victory. So that brings us to today against Feyenoord. Also, we should talk about this too. Eredivisie, because we were there, season preview. We are tops to win, as you can see here too. Ortega is the best striker. Toth is the best winger. We have the 3 best midfielders. We have the 2 best center backs. We don't have the best wing backs. We don't have like the best left winger or keeper. But we also have the 2 key players in the entire division. So that shows you where we're at. Team selection is pretty easy. Thomas misses out, but he'll be our backup keeper. Igor as well. Adrian Rupa as well. Adrian is a guy I may look to move on this season. And 28, I want to kind of keep our things open because Nicholas Aiden has also made it into the team. I want to give this guy some game time. I think as an attacking midfielder, he brings something to the table. He doesn't have the defending stats to play deeper in the midfield, but I think as an attacking mid, he'd be perfect. He'd be very good. And we'll probably see him in some of the weaker opponent matches. But that's not what you're seeing here. As for the team, Ray, Bax, Van Vleen, Lardon in the back, Nielsen and Marathi there, Lissandro and Orzwicki, Van Diesel, Ortega, and Toth. This is going to be an interesting team because we have two former Feyenoord players playing in the starting today. Is this a home match for us? I think this is a home match for us. So we have to go out there, and I have faith, I have faith, I have faith. I'm not too worried about bringing these guys in because I've told them that we will challenge for the league win. We did win last year. And that we will do well in the Champions League. And I think both of these guys that we brought in are fine with that. There's no sell-on clauses either. There's no release clauses that need to be worried about needing to be met. So it's all kind of on the up and up. And now we can just focus on playing the football here. As Van Diesel finds Toth, finds Ortega, who hits the crossbar already. A little bit 9s and 10s at the back here. Lardon will correct. And we've already shown that we're dangerous off the kick. Pombala. This is going back here. We'll win this cleanly. Orzwicki wins the header despite being 5'5". Marathi now, as you can see here, the young right wing back, loves to get forward. He has thrown in a couple of interesting crosses for sure. Hernandez. Oh, great pick, Ortega. Van Diesel. Orzwicki. That is a killer ball. He does a lot of those. Jakob in the center of midfield has done some through balls that I have just shaken my head at. Van Diesel here. Is he going to take the shot on? He absolutely will. Pombala makes the save. But that was a good attempt. Now they're going to try and break. Bax, Orzwicki. Bax gets it back here to Van Vleen, who settle us all down. And then gets his pocket picked. Zaragoza. In a game that we are controlling like crazy, Van Vleen just gets pressured out of the ball. Let's encourage the guys. Ortega on the in-swinger here. Ball's in. It's headed clear. And Lardon sends it to Valerie Van Diesel, who just rockets it into the top corner. We peg them back immediately. Look at this. He stapes himself onside, one touches it, and then bangs it into the corner. And his goal-scoring form continues. He's got 4 goals now. As we encourage the boys, they're all pumped. Van Diesel now wins it through, gets it here to Toth. Toth on the ball. Toth scores. Is there any doubt that this man is still with the club here? He was approached by some middling we had like Wolves offer us in Everton, and obviously he was just like, I have no interest in going there. I'm like, yes, you don't. He was linked to Manchester United and PSG. They never formed an offer. Granted, there's still time left in the off season or the transfer window, so we have to worry about that. But you want to know what? I ain't too worried about it here. Lissandro. Ball in. Backs. Gets his head on it. As we have gained control, players seem to be... I don't even know what that said. Palumba. Ball here. Backs wins the header. Orzwicki on it. Sends a beautiful through ball through there gets it to Ortega. Was he onside? I think he was. Let's look for the fist pumping. Yep. Watch this. Header. Orzwicki. When's he release it? Yep. Right wing back's got him onside. Like I said, this guy just slots through balls through like absolutely nobody's business. And it is wonderful to see. Lissandro next to him being the ball-winning midfielder, he's probably going to be a little bit sad and a little bit hard-pressed with some of the stuff because he's not going to get a lot of the pundits. He's going to do a lot of the dirty work for Jakob, but doesn't matter. Everything's looking good. You can see assists from Lardon, Jakob, Valerie Diesel, who also has a goal. Toth has his goal, as does Gustavo. What does CCC stand for? Clear-cut chances created. 2 for Jakob, 1 for Diesel, 1 for Toth. Their 1 comes out of nowhere. Everything looks good. I go to the dressing room. Great job, guys. Keep it going. We are 3-1 against the guys who were our main title rivals last year. And it just shows what happens. We just take 2 of your players. Azuki just immediately turns and fires. Gets it to Toth, who gets it over here to Ortega, but doesn't get enough on the pick here to make it through. And it is still on to us. And you can see here, we are a lot more advanced and push forward than we were last year. Ratti. Long throw in here. Doesn't get it to anybody. It gets it to Ramos. Marcialo is here. Ooh, Van Diesel thought about it. Van Vleen. Now their first time of us really seeing them putting us under pressure. Zaragoza again. Van Vleen's there to clean up. Hernandez will pick this up though. Bax clears it, and Reyes watches it just go by the net clean and easy. Let's start looking at some substitutions here. Why are they saying this guy's on a 6.4? I feel that's a little bit hard pressed for him. I think he's been pretty darn good. Denny Vesser will come in for the right-hand side. Kostic in the center there. Who else is kind of tiring? Neeson, Pio will come on for him. We'll just kind of straighten out that defense a little bit. And just let things roll for a little bit longer. All right. Changes now will be made probably in the midfield. How are we looking here? Who's got better natural fitness? You have 15 natural fitness. Lissandro. You don't. Lissandro is going to come off. We're going to bring Andy on. We're going to play him as a box-to-box because he is not a ball winner. Not yet, at least. Mutati will come in for Basila. Will come on for him. Freshen up those wingbacks. And now we just keep going. And we'll just see out the game. Katic is on it now here. Sends it to Ozwicki. Pressure, Toth, bang. I should also mention that this guy should play as a central defender on cover. DeLuca, ball in here. It is cleared. Zaragoza is on it, but we have this many people behind him. We have the entire defense behind him now. Good tackle. Pio. Did what you needed to do. Stop the counterattack. I may switch Ozwicki to the left-hand side. And the only reason why I'm doing that at the midfield, and that's just because there's not a lot of height on the right-hand side there. So people will attack it and exploit it because you've got a 5'5" wingback and a 5'5" midfielder. But, you know, 3-1, very solid win for us. We've got Van Dessel has another goal for us. And things are just moving right along for us. How impressive is Dennis with you showing off his new role? He's great. Predicted how impressive you would be in a new role. What's your overall review? He's a great player. And then you were superb. Adam, who has been tracking Vladimir Toffee's Manchester United bus. Well, he can send us a bid if he wants. So, the league is going to be interesting. We're going to come back here for when we enter into the Champions League. So, September 17th, when we're in the league phase, I will come back for the first league game, and we'll probably focus mainly on that and then really interesting Eredivisie matches. Because, as you can see here, we have a team that's probably built to win the Eredivisie pretty solidly this year. Also, I think it's funny that Vladimir Toth has 3 assists and Valery Van Dersel has 4 goals when he was brought in to kind of be the support to them. But, hey, who am I to say? They're winning things. So until next time, folks, I'm James, you're you. This has been Futureman. It's not how good you are, it's how good you want to be. See you then. Bye-bye!